Your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. It's time for Lincoln Stars Hockey on 93.7 The Ticket. Listen into the 29th season of Stars Hockey as they continue their journey towards a third Clark Cup on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now it's time to send it to the rink with the voice of the Lincoln Stars, Joel Norman.
It's a clash of the best in the West as tonight the Lincoln Stars host the Sioux Falls Stampede at the Icebox. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Joel Norman. And this is the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network as we get set for the first of two matchups in this building between the top two teams in the Western Conference. Lincoln is in first at 40-13-2 with 82 points on the season. Sioux Falls in second at 34-14-3-2. They'll do it again tomorrow night at 6:05. And here tonight, the Stars are looking to get back into the win column. They did extend their point streak to 5 games, but fell in overtime. With a 3-2 loss against the Fargo Force on Monday night. You heard that right here on 93.7 The Ticket and watched on Flow Hockey as the Stars clawed back to tie the game and earn a point, but ended up giving up the game-winning goal less than a minute into overtime. It fell on Monday for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, the Stars are hoping the luck of the Irish will be with them again, though, here tonight, this time around, as they will be wearing their specialty St. Patrick's Day jerseys again tonight, which will be auctioned off after the game on the BMW of Lincoln North Zone stage, and looking to take down a pretty solid Sioux Falls Stampede team. They also had some midweek action and also lost while going beyond regulation. Sioux Falls fell in a shootout to Waterloo 5-4 on Tuesday night at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. They're in second place in the Western Conference, 9 points ahead of the Stars and 9 points ahead of the third place Chicago Blackhawks. 9 is the magic number, and quite literally when it comes to the Stars' magic number to clinch the Anderson Cup as holders of the best record in the USHL for this season. Lincoln got some help last night when the Madison Capitals defeated the Dubuque Fighting Saints. That was a big victory because with that loss for Dubuque, they were not able to pick up any ground on the Stars. And Lincoln enters action here tonight, 5 points ahead of Dubuque for the best record in the entire USHL. Last night was an excellent opportunity for Dubuque to try and gain some ground, but they were not able to do so. So a tip of the cap, a tip of the cap and a stick tap to the Madison Capitals for helping the Stars out a little bit with last night's game. But here tonight, the focus for the Stars is taking down Sioux Falls, a team who they are 3-1 against this season. Lincoln most recently faced Sioux Falls on February 21st, and at the Denny Sanford Premier Center, they picked up a 2-1 victory. What a hockey game that one was. If you've been hearing the theme from me in recent weeks that it's felt like playoff hockey, that was kind of the beginning of that sequence of events for the Stars. They've been playing a lot of playoff-like hockey games, and we're going to get into those in a moment with our 3 keys to the game. But the playoff intensity has certainly ramped up in the schedule in recent weeks. And the Stars, who have already locked up their playoff berth for the 4th straight season, are trying to see if they can get an inch closer toward earning the Anderson Cup. As mentioned, that goes to USHL regular season champions. Well, without further ado, let's take a look at tonight's 3 keys to the game presented by the Nebraska Department of Transportation. Key number 1 is to get back to scoring. The Stars lead the USHL with 247 goals and have broken their franchise single-season record. Despite that, Lincoln has slowed down a little bit in recent weeks by their standards. After scoring 5 or more goals 12 times in a 14-game span, January 10th through February 20th, the Stars have scored 5 or more goals in a game just 4 times over their last 10 games. Lincoln has scored 5 or more goals in a game 26 times this season and will tie the 1997-98 season for the franchise record with their next 5-goal effort. Key number 2 tonight is defenseman goals. Lincoln has thrived when a blue liner gets on the score sheet with a 15-4 record in those games. The Stars have won each of their last 5 games that a defenseman has scored in, with the last loss coming February 15th. Caden Harrington leads the Stars and all USHL defensemen with 14 goals, a figure that is tied for 3rd most in team single-season history. Half of those goals have come on the power play, and he also leads USHL Blue Liners with 7 power play goals. And our 3rd and final key for tonight's game is to wake up the power play. Despite holding the league's 3rd-best power play, the Stars have experienced plenty of struggles in the man advantage recently. Lincoln went 0-4 on the power play in its 3 games last weekend and is 1-for-19 over its last 6 games. The Stars have not scored a power play goal since March 7th and are 0-for-12 ever since then. And those are your 3 keys to the game presented by the Nebraska Department of Transportation. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, we will hear from the head coach of the Stars, Rocky Russo. Puck drop between Lincoln and Sioux Falls is coming up here at the Icebox at 7:05. Stick around for much more after this on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Stars versus the Stampede, first of 2 this weekend in this Battle of the West here at the Icebox. I'm Joe Norman, joined by the head coach of the Stars, Rocky Russo. And Rocky, the last time we're matching up with Sioux Falls this weekend for this regular season, it's been a battle. Feels like every time we face the Stampede, whether it's October, February, March, this has been a heck of a matchup here this weekend. Would certainly expect the same here tonight.
They're a good team. They're deep. They've got really good defensemen, and they're coached well. So they certainly present a challenge every time we play them. I suspect nothing less this weekend.
7 games remaining in the regular season as we continue this push for the postseason. This is a team who, like you guys, has locked up a playoff spot, and there is a little bit of space between them in the standings, but not a ton. So I would imagine this is for you is exciting to face this kind of a team right now as we get closer to the playoffs.
It's a huge weekend for us, and we've got just a single game weekend next weekend, and so we can ramp it up and really get after it this weekend. But I suspect a playoff type atmosphere over the next 2 days for sure.
No points for Jack Bakar over the last 5 games. What do you have to do here tonight to get him back on the score sheet?
Jack's just got to play the right way. Jack is he's such a talented player, and he's very capable. And any player, no matter how experienced you are, when the puck isn't going in the net or the the offense isn't coming, you tend to grip the stick a little bit tighter. But Jack's a mature kid, and he'll get back on the tracks here very quickly.
Power play's had its ups and downs, and you've mentioned that's going to happen over the course of a season. Heading into this weekend, have you guys made any adjustments on it, or is it more of a situation of let's continue to get back to the process of what was leading to success before?
You know what? We got good reps last weekend, so puck didn't go in, but it wasn't from a lack of possession and extending our opportunities and such. So, I've said all year the power play is going to ebb and flow, and you can't get too excited when you score 4 or 5 games in a row. You can't get too down when you're over for a couple weekends in a row. So, no panic there. Just continue to do things the right way. Keep it simple and generate chances, and we'll find the back of the net.
On the one unit, we've seen you at times alternate between Lane Loomer and Gio DeJulian on the one wing. Tell me about what both of them bring when you put one of them on the power play and then what the other one does when he's out there.
Lane is a great bumper and he's got a great stick and can play heavy in front of the net. Gio obviously has been a little bit more of a goal scorer this year. He's a pretty elite skater and can put some pressure on our opponent. So it gives us a couple different looks there, and they're both deserving of the opportunity to play on the power play. And so I'm trying to balance that and give those guys the chances and the reps that they've earned.
We talked about it a moment ago, some of the injuries Sioux Falls is dealing with. Who are a couple of guys, though, you're really looking to spotlight on here tonight? These are guys we've got to slow down.
They've got a great team top to bottom. I mean, up front, you've got the Varconi kid and Spahar and Ernest and Baker. I mean, they're very, very talented. And obviously, I think a lot of their decor with Rybakov and Chali and Nordberg and Grimes, I mean, they're a good team, and they're definitely a formidable opponent.
Okay, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you afterwards on Coach's Comments. Good luck.
Thanks, Joel.
That's the head coach of the Stars, Rocky Russo. We get set for Lincoln versus Sioux Falls. Puck drop in a moment on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease. Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tomorrow's leaders are today's students, and great public schools will get them ready. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. All students deserve schools with the resources, programs, and curriculum to nurture their curiosity, imagination, talents, and desire to learn. And it all starts with teachers, parents, students, and the community working together to support our schools.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack McCarr. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th, when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to lincolnstars.com.
Lincoln Stars 2025 Clark Cup playoff shirts are now available for pre-order. Head to Face Off Sports in the Icebox the next Stars home game, or get yours online by heading to lincolnstars.com and clicking on the Stars Shop tab. 7th Star members, your discount on Stars gear can be used, but only by pre-ordering in person. Don't delay. Pre-order ends March 29th.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and test us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, AmeriCorps members serving with International Council for Refugees and Immigrants help students from refugee and immigrant families overcome cultural barriers and adapt to life in Nebraska. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take Dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Ready to go here from the Icebox as the Lincoln Stars take on the Sioux Falls Stampede here tonight in a battle of the best of the West. Lincoln is first in the Western Conference and the entire USHL at 40-13-2. Sioux Falls second in the West at 34-14-3-2. Both teams lost games on weeknights earlier this week. And here tonight, looking to both get back into the win column. Lincoln wearing its specialty St. Patrick's Day jerseys for the second straight game. These will be auctioned off after the game. And we are underway here in the first period of play, presented by Genesis Health Clubs. Sioux Falls controlling the opening draw. Alex Rybakov wired it wide of the cage. Nick Young lobs to the neutral zone. Oliver plays it off of the wall in behind Waylon Esch. Lincoln starting lineup brought to you by Williams Cleaners. Bruno Egan at left wing, forcing a turnover here. Tries a shot down low. It's denied. Center is Gio DeJulian. Dash Oliver at right wing. Left defense for Lincoln. Nick Young. Right defense, Ethan Weber. And Jan Shostak between the pipes. Sioux Falls open up with Austin Baker at left wing. Center J.J. Montero. Sam Spihar on the right side. Alexander Rybakov, the left defenseman. Bryce Ingles on his right. And Waylon Esch between the pipes. Here's Lincoln on the rush the other way. It's Bakar. His shot just misses the cage off a nice centering feed from the far wall. Off the stick of Dasha Oliver. Etienne Lassard wires this puck wide of the cage. Carried out of the zone. Flipped up ice by Noah Ernest to the near side. Staved off Reed Varcani is against the wall by Lassard. Comes behind the Lincoln net where Rombach tries to work it back to the near side. Meandering over to the half wall. Nordberg punches back in just away from the stick of Joseph McGraw. Rombach back behind the net finds Lassard. Lincoln attacks left to right here in the first period. It's presented by Genesis Health Clubs. Matthew Malte backhands into the zone. Trickling in behind the goal line. Jack Bakar collects in the near corner. Bakar trying to get back on the point sheet here tonight. 5 straight games without a goal or an assist. That is a season-long drought for him. Caden Harrington trying to cut to the net from the left wing circle side. Broken up, bouncing puck. Settled by Gennady Shali near side. Shali up on the near wall. Gets it back into the neutral zone at center ice. Trying to dance past Harrington. Drifts to the right wing side. Trying to drop it off over on the left wing for Renkowski, but it missed his stick. Hendricks could not quite clear the zone. Absorbed the contact against the near wall. Ben Wilmot holds the line. Collects. Fires it just wide of the far post. Bouncing back to the neutral zone where it's scooped up by Anthony Bongo in his own end. Bongo, far face-off circle side. Works it near side for Grimes. Matthew Grimes on the near board, staved off by Griffin Brown. Hendricks backhands behind the net. Came toward Pelletier at the side of the cage, but off the side of the net, worked to the near end. Coombs with a blast from the left point, misses the cage. Pelletier chops it around the defense into the neutral zone. Coombs will collect in front of his own blue line. Ritter Coombs, the former Dubuque Fighting Saint, lobs far side, catches the stick of Bongo, and the puck trickles into the Lincoln end. As the Stampede change up on the fly, trying to sustain the forecheck behind the net. Coombs lost his footing, tangled up with Griffin Brown. Welsh jumps into the fray for Sioux Falls. They're in their white uniforms here tonight. Mentioned Lincoln in the specialty green jerseys. The Stars are 3-2-1 this season when wearing a specialty uniform. From the right point, it's delayed. Eric Kalm trying to dance in between the right wing circle. And the faceoff dot broken up. The shot trickled away toward the near end, collected at the left point. Flung by Belisle toward the net, blocked away to the far wall, where Kohanski bumps it back to the neutral zone. Still without a stoppage, almost 3.5 minutes into this game. No score yet between Lincoln and Sioux Falls. Stars with 3 shots, Sioux Falls with 1. Brombach, left point, tries a shot, bounces in front of the net. Rebound settled to the right point, slap pass by Lassard, misses Markonitis' stick. Jans behind the cage, works to Markonitis far corner. Back behind the net, looking for Jans. He'll scoop it up before being stapled to the wall by Joe Belisle. Big hit applied against Kohanski as he lost his footing. Squirts free to the right wall. Lassard blocks it from being cleared by Rybakov. Rybakov gets another opportunity and swishes it just past the stick of Spihar, where Rombach corrals far side. To Markonitis at center ice. He'll trip it in Just behind the net, Esch leaves it toward the near corner. Oliver on the forecheck, comes up with a puck beneath the goal line. From DeJulian, works it back to him near side. DeJulian, hip checked up against the wall by Bryce Ingles, trying to hold the zone. He cannot. Lassard sends it across ice, received by Oliver as he gains the line. Dash to Oliver with a shot, denied by Esch. Rebound toward the far corner. DeJulian had his stick tangled up, so couldn't get over toward it. Oliver near corner, works it behind the net. Foot race toward the puck. Egan, first one to it, canceled out against the wall by McGraw. Young was trying to step up to hold the line. He cannot. Now the other way. Here come the Stampede. It's Montero trying to center this puck, but unable to do so. Out go the Stars now. Egan bouncing the puck up in the air. Flips it over to the right side. Loomer tried a one-timer. He just missed the net. Top line making its way onto the ice for the Stars. Makar trying to steal it away from Rybakov. Could not. Sent across ice, but poke checked away by Malte. Wilmot steers it into the Lincoln zone regardless. Behind his own net, Weber leaves for Pakar. Flick near side for Loomer. Trying to get around the double team defensively. Trickles back toward Weber. He'll work backwards toward Young. Almost 5 minutes and 20 seconds without a stoppage in action to begin this game. Really good flow to open up tonight's contest. Nordberg working it out of the zone for Sioux Falls. Flying up ice, here comes Noah Ernest. Left wing side, drops it off to the right wing, and they score. There's your first stoppage of the game. It's Sioux Falls scoring on the rush as Brent Solomon, the Wisconsin commit, lights the lamp and makes it 1-0 Stampede. 14:28 to go here in the first period. Second shot of the game for Sioux Falls. So this is the second straight game that a Lincoln opponent has scored on the first or second shot of the game. We saw it on Monday as Fargo tallied on its first shot of the evening. And that puts the Stampede on the board first, and the Stars have now given up the game's first goal in back-to-back contests, something we have not been saying a lot about them. Monday was Lincoln's first time not scoring first since February 15th against the Sioux Falls Stampede. That was back at the Denny Sanford Premier Center when Lincoln's 12-game winning streak came to an end. Again, prior to Monday, 10 straight games for the Stars scoring first as they are offside here on the season, 33-3-1 when scoring first. That sends us into immediate timeout with 14:05 to go here in the first period. I actually want to keep it right here because the Lincoln Stars family had awful news that a lot of people woke up to earlier today. One of the biggest supporters of the club, Jared Haas, unexpectedly passing away earlier in the week. Now, Jared's a guy, if you've been to a game at all, it's hard not to have noticed his presence at a game in the past. But, just from his seats in the North Zone stage where he would be up and down throughout the game. Jared would be one of the first people to jump up and trying to get a puck that was caught in the netting for a kid in the stands. On Teddy Bear Toss Night was almost Jared Haas Night in a lot of ways. The number of teddy bears that he would bring to donate each year to community action was quite literally a truckload. Jared's efforts here, he just packed the North Zone stage with bears, frequent contributor in jersey auctions throughout the year, and he is just going to be terribly missed by so many people. Just for myself, when I joined the Stars a couple of seasons ago, Jared was one of those first people to really make me feel welcome here in Lincoln, and we are all going to miss him terribly. So thoughts and prayers to Jared's family, the Haas family, his friends. I'm sure plenty of them who are obviously very busy right now. Hopefully, if they are tuning in here tonight, hopefully we can provide you a welcome distraction. But rest in peace to Jared Haas. 14:05 to go here in the first period. The Stars trailing the Sioux Falls Stampede 1-0 as we're back underway. It's Rybakov controlling the blue line, works it in behind the Lincoln net. It's scooped up by Alex Pelletier. Work to the far wall. Hunter Anderson lobs it out toward Jacob Brombach. At center ice, works ahead. Daniel Schlane steers over the blue line, but quickly repossessed by Varcotti in the Stampede before we get a whistle near side. Looked like a puck that might have just popped up out of play. So Sioux Falls striking first in tonight's contest at the 5:32 mark. Brent Solomon getting them on the board. Second straight game that Lincoln has failed to score first. They are 7-10-1 this season when their opponent scores first. Face-off back at center ice is controlled by DeJulian on the tie-up. Here comes Bruno Egan over the left wing side. His shot partially blocked away. Egan entering tonight's game with a second-best points per game ratio in the USHL at 1.34 points per game. Points in 20 of his first 29 games with Lincoln. He did not get on the score sheet on Monday. Bouncing puck. It's eventually corralled on the near board side. Worked out of the zone by the Stampede. This line for the Stars, exceptionally talented. All three wingers and the center, all three forwards have 20 or more goals this season. Of the trio, it's Oliver leading the way with 23 goals. DeJulian and Egan both have 21 tallies apiece. Egan with 2 tallies last Saturday in this building against Cedar Rapids. Fourth line out there now, it's Kohanski. Took a tumble to the Minnesota Duluth commit on the far board side. He was tangled up with Anthony Bongo. Tie up in the far corner. Kohanski right in the middle of it. Jans is looking for that loose puck, but it's possessed by Bongo. Brought to Shawley near side. He'll backhand it across ice. Corralled on the backhand by Ernest. He'll gain the blue line. Drop pass to Shawley. Tries the shot. Kicked away by Shostak. And the rebound toward Kohanski. Chipped off of the glass of the neutral zone. Here he comes the other way on the rush. Kohanski, right wing side. Tries to center it over for the pinching Hendricks. But that pass partially blocked away. Back to the neutral zone we go. It's batted off for the wall by Ritter Coombs in behind Shostak. He'll swish it around the boards near side. Kohanski looking across ice. Finds Markinitis, who at center ice, trying to chip it in. Took a little bit of a hip check, but was able to release the puck. Now back and forth go the Stampede on the near side. Worked around to the far end and skate to stick. Aiden Merritt goes across ice. Picked off by Matt Malte. Trying to wait up for Picard to get back on side. He did not wait long enough. And the Stars are guilty of an offside infraction. 11:49 to go here in the first. The Stars out shooting the Stampede 5-3, but trailing early on 1-0. Face-off coming up here on the near dawn of the neutral zone, right next to the Sioux Falls bench. Lincoln able to control it. Lobbed into the zone from behind his own net. Rybakov works out near side. Third season for Alex Rybakov with Sioux Falls. Tonight, his 150th USHL game. Stars have a milestone tonight. Matthew Malte in his 100th USHL game. Captain for the Stars, his second season with the team. Mostly healthy this year. He was banged up a plenty last year, but an excellent contributor these last 2 seasons. Here's Ethan Weber finding the puck far corner side in his own zone. Skates away from the pressure of Austin Baker. Fan on the clearing pass. Has to hustle back toward it. Bodies Varcani, but then lost his footing. Picard helps him muscle it to the neutral zone. Grimes down to his knees. Plays the puck far side for Bongo. Skates back in his direction near side. Bongo enters the zone near wing. Gliding toward the front of the net. Lost his footing at the side of the cage and knocks off the net off of its moorings. That gives us a stoppage with 10:49 to go here in this first period. 1-0, Sioux Falls the score. Well, Monday the Stars went beyond regulation. It was for their third time here in the month of March. It's funny because the Stars had gone a very long time not going beyond regulation. In fact, you look at before the start of this month of March, in which the Stars have gone to overtime 3 different times, March 1st, March 8th, and March 17th. Prior to March 1st, the last time that Lincoln had gone to overtime, January 4th, against the Des Moines Buccaneers. In fact, that was only the 3rd time of the season at that point. But here in the last 7 games, Lincoln has gone to overtime 3 different times. So 6 appearances beyond regulation, and the Stars have only lost 2 of those games. Face on to the near circle side. It's controlled by the Stampede. Bongo, left point, tries a shot, partially blocked away to the far corner. Off of the wall one time, but hits off of a boot at the side of the net. Wilmot lost his footing behind the cage, finessed it over toward Ernest. He's trying to work around far side, down on one knee with Schlane defending. Puck squirts free toward Pelletier. He'll push it out to Loomer. Loomer gains the blue line, stops, swings it around behind the cage. Pelletier lost his footing as Anderson makes his way onto the ice for Lane Loomer. Stars lineup here tonight, very akin to what we might see in a playoff game. All the regulars in. A lot of guys who've been banged up and battling through injuries, but continuing this push to both the Anderson and the Clark Cup. Schlein, far corner, skating up the wall, colliding with the defense. Poked away from him, back to the neutral zone where Nick Young is there to lob it right back into the right of Esch. 9:55 to go here in the first period. Shawley trying to get away from Anderson, couldn't steal the puck. Anderson, stick lift, was pleading for a call to be made. We continue 5-on-5. No penalties yet here in tonight's contest. At the left point, Markinitis chops it down, but it does trickle to the neutral zone. Gliding up ice, Logan Rinkowski brings the puck over to the near wall. Rinkowski tries a turning shot. That one sails up a little bit too high and goes out of play. Sends us into our second media timeout. We'll step away with 9:30 to go here in the first period. It's 1-0 Sioux Falls, back in 60 on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
9:30 to go here in the first period. The Lincoln Stars trail the Sioux Falls Stampede 1-0 here at the Icebox. Stars host the Stampede again tomorrow night at 6:05. Hope to see you here in the capital city. Should be a great night for hockey once again, as it'll be Pucks and Paws night here at the Icebox. You can bring your dog to the game just by purchasing a ticket and enjoy the Stars versus the Stampede. Tickets available now at LincolnStars.com. Sioux Falls wins the draw from the left point. Called shot blocked away. Second chance opportunity off of the skates of Harrington. It's Henricks gliding out of the zone. Right wing side into the neutral zone. His pass just misses the stick of Oliver. Steered back to the neutral zone, but intercepted by Henricks. He'll gain the line. Flips it in toward the goal line where Called and the Stampede take back over. Called played for Cedar Rapids last season. 6 goals and 10 assists in 48 games with the Rough Riders. We saw Cedar Rapids in town last Saturday. A thrilling 6-4 Stars victory in this building. Lincoln is in the middle of a lengthy homestand where tonight is game number 3 of 6 consecutive contests at the Icebox. The Stars won't be on the road again until April 4th and 5th when they travel to Madison. Shostak grabbing the puck out of the air, holds on and freezes it for a stoppage with 8:39 left in the first. 1-0 Stampede to score. First period presented by Genesis Health Clubs. Draw coming to the right of Shostak now as Lincoln sets up shop here in its own defensive zone. They are out shooting Sioux Falls 5-3 so far, but trailing 1-0. Stars lead the USHL in goals scored. Broke their single season record with a pair of goals on Monday, but they are guilty of icing the puck here. And we get a scrap just inside the blue line. Darian Anderson dropping the gloves, hammering away rights. Back and forth he's going with Aiden Merrick at the far blue line side. They both got a good wrap-up of each other. Anderson losing his footing. Merrick went for the punch, but the linesman will step in there and end things. So Darian Anderson's first shift of the night. And he gets in a scrap with Aiden Merrick as both will head to the locker room with only 8:32 remaining in this first period. 1-0 Sioux Falls. Now, the Stars looked like they were about to be guilty of icing. I would imagine this will still be a face-off in their own zone, but that's something the officials are discussing right now. Referees for tonight's contest are William Frazier and Cameron Giancarlo. Zach Bennett and Jacob Rosenberg are the linesmen. Sioux Falls is setting up for an offensive zone draw. Boy, it seemed like the whistle sounded for icing almost simultaneously with the moment where Merrick and Anderson dropped the gloves. So a face-off in the Lincoln zone in just a moment. Mentioned it, though, on Monday, the Stars broke their single-season record for goals scored. They've got 247 tallies this season. 12th time in team history the Stars have scored 200 or more goals in a season. They've got a little bit of work to do to chase down the USHL's all-time record for goals scored. That's been a popular question this week by a lot of different fans. The record for most goals scored by a team in a season, the 1985-86 Sioux City Musketeers, 358 goals in 48 games. Tonight for the Stars, as we mentioned, we're there. They've got the 247 tallies on the season. Tonight is game number 56. 8:10 to go in the first. 1-0 Stampede. Here's Pelletier trying to work his way out of the zone. Flips ahead for Anderson. Chopped at. He'll use the near wall just a bit ahead of Etienne Lassard. Back to the neutral zone goes Lincoln. Schlein lobs this one in high behind Esch. Played off of the glass behind the cage to the far corner. Dropped off Schlein. One-timer blocked in front of the net. Anderson was trying to turn at the side of the cage, but he could not get a shot off. Schlein tries one, blocked again into the neutral zone. Spring pass ahead, just missed Shawley, who was broken up at the last moment. It would have been all alone against Shostak. 7:33 to go in the first. 1-0 Stampede. To the near corner. The Stars scoop it up. Nick Young chops it up the wall. Pakar finesses ahead for Weber. Tried a spring pass to Malte. Again, would have been a breakaway had it gotten there. But a good steal by the Stampede. From center ice, lobbed in at Shostak. In and out of his glove. He'll swipe it behind his own net to the far corner. Bloomer up the wall, finds Malte. Flipped ahead. It's backhanded north by the pinching Nick Young. Off the stick of Jack Pakar. In the far corner, Pakar skating up toward the point. Leaves it back underneath. Just away from the stick of Loomer. Malte collides behind the net, trying to play the puck from his knees. He did, but it's intercepted by Bongo in the Stampede. Bongo near side, bodied to the wall by Weber. Lost his footing right afterwards. As Pakar works it back in the direction of Weber. Stick checked right back to Pakar. To the blue line. Malte delays. Now enters the neutral zone. Pass ahead to Loomer. Batted over to the far wall. Now finessed in behind the net. 6:35 to go in the first. Stars trying to even things up. Ingles up to Wilmot. Off of his stick. Now, the Stampede thought that should not have been icing. But it did. It is ruled as such. So at 6:29 to go in the first period. An offensive zone draw for Lincoln in a moment. Talking about those goals, though, for the Stars, I mentioned they've got a little ways to go before they can potentially continue to significantly move up the goal-scoring list. However, they average about 4.5 goals per game. So with 7 games left, including tonight, they're on pace for 32 more goals. So they would finish the season, if they follow that pace, at 279. That would be 25th most in USHL single-season history. Here's a shot from Rinkowski, snared by Shostak. And he will freeze it with 6:20 to go. Defensive zone draw won by the Stampede after the icing. And they go the other way and get a shot off. Face off to the right of Shostak. Near circle. DeJulian controls it to the wall. Hendricks lobs sky high into the neutral zone. Egan trying to come up with it. The tie-up allows Oliver to enter. Left wing side. His shot denied by Waylon Esch. He'll hang on with 6:08 to go. Ash getting the start here tonight. Game number 11 for the Utica, New York native. Looking to make his college commitment. He is 5-2-0-1 with an .880 save percentage and a .337 goals against average. Aiden Wright is again out of the lineup here tonight. Regular starter for the Stampede. Ash got the start on Tuesday against Waterloo. Stopped 24 of 28 shots in the loss. He did allow goals on both of the shooters for Waterloo in the shootout that he faced. Played in 5 games with Corpus Christi in the North American Hockey League earlier this season. 2-3 with a .356 goals against average and an .895 save percentage in those games. Lincoln wins the draw. Rombach from the point just sends it wide of the net. Bouncing puck comes toward the near post. DeJulian could not quite put it on the cage. Griffin Brown in the far corner. Pushed up against the wall on the forechecking effort of Austin Baker. Aiden Jans lifts to the neutral zone, trying to spring Marketitis. Instead, it's Spihar re-entering the end. Spihar with a shot, pushed toward the near wall, off of the glass, into the neutral zone, controlled. It's Marketitis. Near board side, slips around the defense, past Nordberg, trying to set it up in front of the net. He had Jans to the far post. It was broken up, and now carried out of the zone. Montero delays, tries a shot at the last second, poked away by Shostak to the near wall. Kohansky lobs far side, off the stick of Jans, got into the neutral zone briefly before being batted back in. Here comes Rombach, near end of the ice. Kohansky back to Rombach, off the glass and into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck pushed by Rybakov to the far end. Here comes Aiden Welsh, right wing side, tries the shot, save made by Shostak. Marconi finesses back to the right point. Ingles delays, low shot, save made, rebound covered up by Shostak, and action at the side of the net as Malte pushes and shoves with Reed Marconi. Linesman will step in front of them. The 1-0 Sioux Falls, 4:55 to go in this first period. It was an action-packed first period on Monday here at the Icebox, compared to the rest of the game, I should say. Stars and the Forest combined for 3 goals in the first period, and they did not score another goal until late in the third period when Lincoln tied the game up before the Force won less than a minute into overtime. Face off to the left of Shostak. Schlane digs in against Marconi. Tie up. It's right at the skates of Schlane. Eventually found by the Stars. Unable to get it out of the zone. A turning shot from Noah Ernest just missed the cage. Marconi gets it from Ingles behind the net, but poked away. Schlane to Pelletier on the breakout. Pelletier across the logo at center ice. Tried to chip it in near side for Schlane. That one was disrupted. Weber to the far side. Flipped into the zone. Gobbled up on the hop by Wayladesh, and he will cover it up. 4:28 left, and the first 1-0. Sioux Falls with the lead. Let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the USHL. So we're late in this first period, presented by Genesis Health Clubs. Started the third period from Plymouth. Chicago Steel lead Team USA 4-2. 2-2 between Muskegon and Green Bay with 3:15 left of the second. Late in the first period, everyone else, Youngstown trails Tri-City 1-0. Waterloo up 1-0 over Dubuque. No score between Madison and Cedar Rapids, and Des Moines holds a 1-0 lead over Omaha. DeJulian kicked out from the face-off circle. Dashiell Oliver will enter instead. For Oliver this season, and the face-off dot enters with a 50% win rate, 17 wins and 34 attempts. Look to improve that here as he draws in. A tie-up. Batted off of a couple of legs. Ernest picks it up and glides behind his own net. He'll work it out far side. Shaw Lee to the neutral zone. Steers past one defender. Work to the near end. Off of the wall. Oliver trying to poke it back to the near corner. Instead goes across ice. From behind the net. Working in the near end. A little trouble against the wall for Joseph McGraw, the Army commit. He's stapled to the wall. Tie-up really continuing. Young and Varcani were in a battle of their own, and all of a sudden it's McGraw walking in front, poke checked away. Rebound attempt is denied as well. More action after the whistle with McGraw and Weber separated from each other. And 3:50 to go here in this first period. Yeah, face off to the left of Shostak, who entered tonight's action 25-10-1 with a 242 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. Tonight his 38th game of the season. Shostak has won 14 of his last 16 games, did suffer that overtime loss on Monday. He has allowed 3 goals or less in 31 of his 37 games. Bongo, left point, brings the puck near wall, turns and shoots down low, but Shostak seals up the pads and makes the save with 3:42 to go. So a face-off now in the near face-off circle. Daniel Schlane drawing in. Schlane had that lengthy point streak at home earlier this season, 13 straight home games with a point from November 9th to February 14th. 13 of his 21 goals this campaign have been here at the Icebox. Pelletier gains the line. His shot misses the cage to the near side. Bouncing off the wall, Schlane trying to hold the line. Instead brought out just over the blue line for a moment for Solomon before Harrington pokes it back to the red line. Grimes to the far side. Bongo slings around the boards to the near corner. Harrington and Wilmot tangle up. Renkowski looking over for Solomon. It's disrupted by Hendricks. Leads the charge north. As now Schlane bounces it in toward Esch. Covers up for a moment. Now drops off the side of the cage for Grimes. Loose puck. Loomer chops it back in behind the cage. 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Presented by Genesis Health Clubs. The Stars trail the Sioux Falls Stampede 1-0. Tangle at center ice. Controlled by Harrington. Worked near side and lobbed off of the stick into the stands for a stoppage with 2:44 to go. The Stars entering tonight's game 9 points ahead of the Stampede for first place in the Western Conference standings. Not only is Lincoln trying to secure the top record in the West, they're trying to secure the best record in the entire USHL so they can have home ice advantage for the entire Clark Cup playoffs. Their magic number to win the Anderson Cup as holders of that best record in the USHL is down to 9. They were helped out a lot last night by the Dubuque Fighting Saints, losing in regulation against the Madison Capitals. So Lincoln's number now at 9 here late in the season. Bouncing puck, controlled by the Stars, near board side. It's Loomer trying to get around the pressure applied by Baker. He could not. Shot from Baker is denied by Shostak and goes up into the mesh out of play. Dubuque in a 1-1 game late in the first period with Waterloo. We'll certainly be keeping our eyes on that one. Got to imagine the Fighting Saints will have an opportunity. We'll try to bounce back here tonight. They've been a great club all year. 37-15, 1-2. Dubuque last 3 seasons. One of the top teams really in the USHL. Last year losing in the Clark Cup Finals to the Fargo Force. Trying to get back there and win it this season, just as Fargo did. You'll recall a couple of campaigns ago, Fargo was in the Clark Cup Finals, swept by Youngstown in 2023. They bounced right back and win it last year. Montero and the Stampede win the draw, but can't hold the zone for long. Jans, spring pass to the far side. Markinitis chips it in far corner. Jans trying to reverse his direction as Rybakov staples him to the wall. Comes free near corner side where Austin Baker corrals the puck. Gliding up ice, he lost it right in front of his own bench. Markinitis chips it back in toward Esch. Left at the side of the cage for Bryce Ingles. Fans might remember Ingles from earlier in the season. His collision with Jan Shostak February 14th. He was suspended 3 games for that collision. Would miss a matchup against the Stars the next day and then the next weekend as well. As Etienne Lassard is upended behind the net. Penalty coming up as Welsh and Rombach push and shove a little bit. And the Stars are going to get A power play here in a moment as Ben Wilmot heads to the sin bin. Or no, beg your pardon. It looked like he was being pulled away. No one over at the box right now, but the Stars are setting up for the power play. See what the officials decide here. There was a hand up on a collision with Lassard. It will be Ingles heading to the box. And Lincoln onto the man advantage. Here we go. Their first opportunity of the night, trying to break through on the power play. Lincoln does have the third best rate in the USHL at 28.2%, but they have struggled as of late. 0 for 4 last weekend in 3 games, 1 for 19 over the last 6 games. They have not scored a power play goal since March 7th, but are 0 for 12 ever since then. They win the draw. Hendricks over to the near side, finds Anderson. Looking in front for the stick of Schlein, just missed it. Oliver scoops up. That across Harrington, looking for Hendricks at the point. It goes just past his stick to the neutral zone. Hendricks north for Anderson at the blue line, surveys the scene. Here comes Hunter Anderson. Breakout pass near side. Dashiell Oliver up against the wall. Schlein. On to go to the point, he finds Hendricks. Now over to Harrington. Curls, dishes back up top to Hendricks. Looking left. He'll dish to Oliver. Back to Hendricks. Straight away to his right finds Schlein. Schlein, right corner. Anderson, base of the circle. Lobs it far side. Hendricks with a one-timer. It's blocked away. 50 seconds remaining in the first period. 1:06 to go on this power play. Big clear, though, for the Stampede as it comes all the way back behind Shostak. He'll steady the puck behind the net for Etienne Lassard. Lassard carries the mail north with 30 seconds to go in the period. Pakar, far side, just a little bit in front of Malte. Bongo off of the wall, delaying for a moment. Could not be worked around by Spihar. Power play continues in the offensive zone for Lincoln. 18 seconds left in the period. This will carry over unless they get a quick goal here. To the right point, Lassard, 10 seconds, left side. Ejan easing in, misses the net. DeJulian with a turning attempt. That one blocked before it could get toward Esch. Cleared out of the zone. And that should just about do it for the period as Shostak steadies it at the side of the net. And the first period expires with the Stars trailing 1-0. Only goal of the period coming from Sioux Falls. The first stoppage of the first period at the 5:32 mark. Brent Solomon, his first of the season. And that's where we stand after 20 minutes of play. Well, we thank you for tuning in for the first period of play presented by Genesis Health Clubs. Make sure to stick around. We're going to have our first intermission report first. Presented by Crayon Campus right around the corner. Stick around for more after this on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey Stars fans, I'm goaltender William Prowse. Be here at the Icebox on Saturday, March 22nd, when we host the Sioux Falls Stampede at 6:05. It's Pucks and Paws night at that box, so you can bring your dog to the game with you. Lock in your seats for March 22nd now by getting your tickets at LincolnStars.com.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Early break.
All I can still picture is him talking to Bill Murray's son. And that was one of my, I could just see him. Hey, listen, your dad was awesome in stripes, but you need to shuddy. You need to shuddy.
Shut your mouth,
Shuddy.
Mr. Murray.
Yes, your dad was incredible. And what about Bob? Just stop.
I've never heard shuddy before.
Hey, I love
Shuddy.
I love
Shuddy. I'm going with that now forever. I love
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tomorrow's leaders are today's students, and great public schools will get them ready. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. All students deserve schools with the resources, programs, and curriculum to nurture their curiosity, imagination, talents, and desire to learn. And it all starts with teachers, parents, students, and the community working together to support our schools.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Whether you buy a book or get a library card, just be sure to read a book. It can be an ebook, a comic book, or any new book at all. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take your young reader to the library, get some great books, and sit down together to read out loud. And help your more advanced readers find books they'll enjoy on their own. Reading is an important key to student success.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
All right, welcome back into the 93.7 Ticket Studios. Harrison Arns back here at the studio while we still got Joel Norman out there at the Icebox calling some more USHL hockey. Go around USHL. We'll give you an update on the scoreboard as what it's looking like for everybody out there. Obviously, you're tuned into this one. We just wrapped up the first period not too long ago. Lincoln Stars down 0-1 versus the Sioux Falls Stampede. Some other games going on right now in the second period, just starting up here. You got Cedar Rapids Rough Riders versus the Madison Capitals, all squared up at 0. Des Moines Buccaneers leading the Omaha Lancers at the end of the first period, 1-0, as well as the Waterloo Blackhawks and Dubuque Fighting Saints tied up 1-1 at the end of the first period. And you got the Youngstown Phantoms trailing Tri-City Storm 1-0. Start of the second period in that one. At the start of the third, a bit of more of a high-scoring one. You got the Green Bay Gamblers leading the Muskegon Lumberjacks 3-2. And like I said, the beginning of the third period in that one. And then the game that is just about over here. Still plenty of time left to go, though. About 13 minutes left in the third period. You got the Chicago Steel leading the USA development team 4-2. So some of the updates around the league in the USHL. We still got 2 periods to go for Lincoln Stars hockey. Like I said, Joel Norman out there, the broadcaster for this one and tomorrow night as well. And then they'll join us again Saturday night. So again, if you're looking for some Stars hockey coverage, got time to watch it on Flow Hockey, you're in the car, be sure to tune in 93.7 The Ticket. You'll get the radio call for tonight's game. Obviously, we got 2 more periods left to go. Like I said, tomorrow night and as well as this upcoming Saturday. So appreciate you guys listening. We'll throw it to break one more time. And on the other side of things, you'll be brought by Joel Norman for the first intermission report. Harrison Arndt on 93.7 The Ticket. Appreciate you guys listening. We got 2 more periods of hockey to go with the Lincoln Stars. Joel Norman will join you next.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, AmeriCorps program serving with the RISE program helps students on probation for truancy gain skills to improve both their attendance and performance in school. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Early break.
All I can still picture is him talking to Bill Murray's son. And that was one of my, I could just see him. Hey, listen, your dad was awesome in stripes, but you need to shuddy. You need to shuddy.
Shut your mouth,
Shuddy.
Mr. Murray.
Yes, your dad was incredible. And what about Bob? Just stop.
I've never heard Shuddy before.
Hey, I love
Shuddy. I love Groundhog. I'm going with that now forever. I love
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush. From 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
20 minutes are in the books for tonight's Lincoln Stars game. It's time to recap the action so far with our first intermission report, presented by Cram Campus.
Back at the Icebox where the Stars trail the Sioux Falls Stampede 1-0. Second straight game which the Stars surrendered a goal on the first two shots of a game. Last time in action on Monday, they gave up a goal on the first shot of the game. Tonight, the second shot of the game and the first stoppage in action after a breakneck start to the period. It was Brent Solomon at the 5:32 mark coming through in a big way for the Stampede. Solomon appearing in his second USHL game, gets his first USHL goal. This is a guy with a pretty decent pedigree heading into action here tonight. The 18-year-old was ranked 161st on NHL Central Scouting's midterm rankings. This is a guy hoping to hear his name called to the NHL draft coming up here this summer. Game number 2 at Sioux Falls. He is on the board. Great year for him for Champlain Park High School in Minnesota. 38 goals and 18 assists in 28 games this season. So he is getting set. He and the Stampede trying to continue their push toward the playoffs. They've already locked up a playoff spot. They have defeated Lincoln once this season, but have dropped 3 meetings against them. And looking to try and see what they can do here tonight in this first of 2 games this weekend between the Stars and the Stampede. In the first period, Lincoln was outshooting Sioux Falls for a while, 5-3 for a good stretch. There was really not a lot of shots on goals for a little bit, but Sioux Falls ended the period with a 10-8 advantage in shots on goal. One carryover penalty will continue the first power play of the night. Lincoln on the man advantage for 19 more seconds after Bryce Ingles was whistled for charging at the 18-19 mark of the first period. We did have a fight at the 11-28 mark. Aiden Merrick and Darian Anderson both dropping the gloves, but 1-0 the score in favor of Sioux Falls. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we will be back with period number 2. This has been the first intermission report presented by Crayon Campus here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
19 seconds remain on Bryce Ingles' charging penalty from the 18-19 mark of the first period as the Stars will continue this power play as we open up period number 2 here from the ice box. Joel Norman with you on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network, coming to you live on both 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey this evening as the Stars look to try and win this first of 2 games against Sioux Falls, but here trailing by a 1-0 score after 20 minutes of play. Time for the second period as Lincoln attacks right to left and is presented by Juice Stop as we are back underway. Stars on the attack. It's Egan rolling it to the net. Poke checked away by Waylon Esch to the far boards. Tanner Hendricks gliding behind the cage. Uses the end wall to help him out. Finds Schlein up to the right point. Egan. Penalty expires. Egan. Edge of the circle. Leaves for Anderson. Tries a shot. Hits the post and it bounces over near side. Harrington with another opportunity. He missed the cage. Boy, Bruno Egan that close to tying this game up as it hit the crossbar. I don't even know how many fans realized that there wasn't a loud ping, but it was very close to finding its way home. Egan, far boards to the blue line, across for Lassard. One-timer, stick by Anderson just wide of the cage. McGraw finesses it out of the zone, back to the Lincoln end. Lassard controls in the far corner, up the wall, no one home for Lincoln. He sends it down the length of the ice, and this will be icing on the Stars. Well, a funky weekend for Sioux Falls last week. The 2 games against against Youngstown at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The Stampede bounced back in a big way against Youngstown after being shut out last Friday 5-0. It was the first time Sioux Falls have been shut out since April 7th, 2024 at Sioux City. They went 0 for 7 on the power play that night and did not pick up the win despite outshooting Youngstown 31-20. The next night, last Saturday, the Stampede picked up a 3-2 win against the Phantoms. They led 3-1 after the first period. They were outshot, though, 36-35, including 29-19 over the final 2 periods. And we talked about that shootout loss on Tuesday. They led 4-0 in that game before Waterloo would score 4 times over the final 29 minutes and 45 seconds of regulation, and then gave up goals to both shooters faced in the shootout. Here's an intercept by the Stars. That was DeJulian picking off, looking for Malte. Missed on the pass. Back to the Lincoln zone. Rombach corrals. Working around far side. Pochek in front of the net, but escorted to safety by DeJulian. Sioux Falls with the steal. Trying to be pushed up to the blue line. Into the neutral zone it goes, just past the stick of Kohansky. Flung right back in by Anthony Bongo, the former Shattuck St. Mary's 16U AAA product. 9 goals and 28 assists in 57 games last year with Shattuck. Ernest turns and lobs it in, backside of the net. Flung around the boards near side. Malte chips out and finds Kohansky. Rocky Russo switching up the lines here in the second period. Kohansky enters onside, tries a wrister, but he'll miss the cage. All the way back to the neutral zone. Here's a step on the defense for Ernest. And beneath the goal line, he's met behind the cage. Bakar controls. Flips it up toward Kohanski at center ice, looking ahead for Pelletier. Instead, he'll lob it around behind the cage where Esch plays back to the near side. Nick Young back into the corner. Saw this line in the third period on Monday. Pakar, Oliver, and Pelletier. Pakar on the right wing side. His shot is denied by Esch. Great effort by Oliver to keep the puck on side. This group scored the game tire Monday night. Here's Young. His shot partially blocked. Rebound in front. Brought to the side of the cage by Pelletier as he collects beneath the goal line. To the right point. Weber with a shot. Esch makes the save, and he hangs on with 17:08 to go here in the second. So Pelletier, Pakar, and Oliver bringing some energy to the Stars once again. Pelletier had a pair of assists in that game on Monday night against Fargo. Helpers on both Lincoln goals. His line will head to the bench here. So now we see another line that's been changed up a little bit. With Cade Kohanski skating with Matthew Malte and Gio DeJulian. Lefty Markinitis centers the pseudo fourth line with Aiden Jans to his right, Lane Loomer to his left. Markinitis kicked out. Jans comes into the faceoff circle now against J.J. Montero, former Waterloo Blackhawk. Controlled by the Stars. Markinitis up the wall. Jans pitchforks it underneath for Lane Loomer. Loomer trying to reverse his direction, brings it near side. Up to the left point. Brown bobbles. And Lincoln will head back to its own zone. Brown in a foot race toward the puck. Spihar gets to the wall first. Glued there by Brown as it's chipped up the boards to the right point. Turning shot from Montero goes just wide of the cage. And the far corner, reversing his direction a few times, Austin Baker pushed up against the wall. Brown and Loomer apply the pressure for Lincoln. Cannot quite clear the zone. Jans trying to get it out. Bobbled here by Harrington. Brown blows a tire. Fed right in front. Big save, though, by Shostak. Austin Baker nearly all alone. Now another steal. Baker gets an opportunity. Roofs it a little bit high of the net. And it ricochets all the way off of the glass back to the neutral zone. In his own end, Norberg flings off of the wall towards Shaw-Lee near side. Now to the far end. Pushed ahead. McGraw north from Montero. Trying to slip around Harrington. He cannot. It's Harrington beneath the goal line. Sticks around to the near corner. Matthew Malte from his knees. Lost it for a moment. Recovers and banks off the wall ahead for Kohanski. Chips it against the near wall. Can't get around Ingles. Ingles pops it up in the air to the neutral zone. Varkani to McGraw. Banked off of the far wall into the zone. Here's Jacob Brombach. Working to the near side. Broken up. Centering attempt. Could not quite be handled. In front of the cage with an opportunity there. Varkani couldn't settle the puck. Now Malte and the Stars around for Kohanski. Chops it toward himself. To the left point. Brombach with a shot. Save made. Malte looking for the rebound. It's escorted back to the near wall. Kohanski rushed over but could not keep it onside as Brombach steers to the far side. Lassard spring pass ahead. Hits off of DeJulian. Now hits it off of Egan, who enters and is bodied away from the biscuit by Ingles. Here comes Logan Rinkowski. Up to the blue line, lost the puck. Kohanski, right side, a shot, denied, save made. Esch can't control the rebound. He stopped Egan, but he gets some help as it's brought out far side. And eventually, shortly afterward, after gaining the blue line, puck pops out of play. Waylon Esch almost in a predicament there, made the big save. Puck poked away from him, and his teammates help him out. Sends us to immediate timeout. It's 1-0 Sioux Falls with 14:55 to go here in this first period, or second period. We'll be back with more in a moment here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
The Stars are on the road April 4th, but you can watch the game with other Stars fans at Big Ten Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Lincoln. Don't miss your chance to cheer on the Stars versus the Madison Capitals and win Stars prizes throughout the game. We'll see you April 4th at Big Ten Sports Bar and Grill at 130 North 10th Street for our next watch party at 7:05 p.m.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Back at the icebox where the Stars still trail 1-0 against Sioux Falls. A neutral zone face-off after the media timeout. 14:55 to go in this second period of play. Sioux Falls controls the draw and comes all the way back toward Waylon Ash in his own zone. He'll poke check it to the side for Joe Belisle. Belisle skating up ice. Second season with Sioux Falls. 1 goal and 10 assists in 56 games for Belisle last season with the Stampede. Tangle up on the wall, far side. Schlein against the body of Aiden Welsh. A couple of important players out of the lineup for the Stampede here tonight. They've scored the first goal, looking for another. Wraparound attempt, misses the cage. Welsh corrals it, now works beneath the goal line. Double team, Schlein steals, looking up for Egan into the neutral zone. Bruno Egan cannot get past Eric Cald. Coombs across ice. Finds Belisle into the neutral zone. He'll gain the Stars line now. It's Young back to the corner. No one there, so Welsh picks it up after applying the hit on Young. Welsh trying to get around Anderson. Lobbed up toward the blue line. Not quite out. Good keep. Welsh left circle. Centers in front. Losing his footing. Not quite able to put it on net. There was Varkani. He continues behind the cage. Looks like he drew a penalty. And I believe Sioux Falls will be getting set to head onto the power play here in a moment. Looks like a high stick is called, and it's going to be on Hunter Anderson. 13:46 left in the second, and the Stars about to be down a skater for the first time tonight. Sioux Falls' power play 11th in the USHL at 18.9%. They were 1 for 3 on Tuesday, 1 for 14 last weekend. I mentioned before the 0 for 7 effort against Youngstown last Friday. Followed that up with a 1 for 7 night last Saturday. Stampede 16-8-0-1 away from the Denny Sanford Premier Center this season. 18-6-3-1 at it. Trying to pick up another win here. Entering tonight's game, second in the West, 9 points back of Lincoln, 9 points ahead of Waterloo. They are 4-2-0-1 in their last 7 games. Cannot control this draw. It's cleared down the ice by Lincoln as Lane Loomer swats it all the way down toward Waylon Ash. Eric Cald zooms out of the defensive zone to the blue line. He'll wrist it in behind Shostak. Steady to the far wall. Chipped away from Montero. Picard with Lassard working it around near side. Rombach is bodied as well against the wall. Montero straight away. High shot. Misses the net. Karams off the glass to the near side. It's Lassard defending. Poked away from him. Ernest to the far corner. Loomer muscles it up toward the left point, but kept onside by Cald. Cald across to the near side. Varkani over toward the far end. Walking in front. A shot misses the cage. That came off the stick of McGraw. Pass from Ernest. Broken up. Stretched out the other way. Loomer hustling toward it. Esch will come over to it first against the far wall. Banks it out of the zone. Lassard from his own blue line was trying to wire it all the way down at the net. Now a tangle up right in front of the Lincoln bench as Ernest and Loomer separate from each other. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Hunter Anderson in the box for high sticking on the Stars. Sioux Falls with its first advantage of tonight's game. 11th best power play in the USHL. Lincoln's PK at 80.4%, tied for 6th. They are 9 for 12 on the PK against Sioux Falls this season. Collisions behind the net. Malte trying to scoop it up, hit off the side of the cage. Comes over toward Dasha Oliver, who slaps the puck down to the left of Esch. Trickles in behind the Sioux Falls net with 13 seconds to go on the Stampede power play. Wilmot to the far side. Flung into the zone by Logan Renkowski. Near corner, spun out, and again cleared by Lincoln. So that'll do it for the Anderson Miner. He returns to the ice, and neither team has scored on a singular power play opportunity apiece. Ritter Coombs speeds to the top of the right circle, lob to the far end. Markinitis meets Rybakov over there. Chop pass up toward the neutral zone, not quite out. Markinitis reversing his direction. Brings the puck behind to the cage to the near end. Long pass ahead is blocked away. Coombs delays, tries a shot. Save made by Shostak. Rebound behind the net. Solomon trying to change his direction. Lost the puck while doing so. Cleared up to the blue line and ruled to be offside as Rybakov gloved it at the blue line, trying to re-enter. but is ruled to have done so offside. Rybakov was certainly hoping in that time where puck was up in the air as he was gloving it while stride for stride at the blue line. Was hoping he delayed long enough to bring it over, but he could not. Neutral zone draw. It'll be Daniel Schlane against Ben Wilmot in a moment. Wilmot was acquired from Chicago along with 2 future draft picks September 30th. 5 goals and 4 assists in 49 games last season. Wilmot this year, the Ohio State commit, 13 goals, 15 assists in 43 games. He's over the line against the boards, far wall. Third line center for the Stampede. Varkani tries a shot, comes behind the cage. Near end, Eachin pokes it up to the neutral zone. Noah Ernest trying to reverse his direction. Ernest has a goal and 2 assists in 4 games against the Stars. He's added to that here tonight with another assist. As the shot for the far wall, gloved by Shostak. He'll hang on. Ernest had the only helper on that goal from Solomon at the 5:32 mark of the first period. That's where we stand right now. A 1-0 Sioux Falls lead. Another low-scoring game for the Stars. 3-2 loss back on Monday. Talked about it a little bit during the pregame show. The lack of goals randomly all of a sudden for the Stars. It's a little strange the way things have gone in recent weeks. You look back at what happened in that game on Monday. Just the 3 tallies. Stars do still lead the USHL, 247 goals. But after scoring 5 or more goals 12 times in a 14-game span, January 10th to February 20th, Lincoln has scored 5 or more goals in a game just 4 times over their last 10 games entering tonight. Lincoln controls the draw. Out of the zone goes Pelletier. To the near board side, Lassard. Backhanded behind the cage. Oliver, chip pass in front. Pelletier brings to the corner, now to the point. Cross ice toward Lassard. Slapper denied. Rebound off the chance from Oliver, also turned aside. Collision up against the wall. It's poked back in behind the Sioux Falls net. Norberg on the far side. Up ice, intercepted. Picard keeps it on side. Absorbs a big hit into the neutral zone as the Stampede break it out. Here comes Baker. Forced out to the goal line by Brown and upended. Got it around the boards, though. Rybakov cannot slip past Oliver. He'll work the puck ahead. Here's Picard. 2-on-1 developing with Pelletier. Picard holds, sets it up in front. Big save made, far side at the base of the circle, controlled. It's Ingles escorting it to safety. Picard doing a great job outweighting the defense. Found Pelletier. That shot still turned aside. Waylon Ash has been superb so far. 13 saves for him halfway through this game. Loose puck at the Lincoln blue line. Corralled. A wrister goes well wide of the cage from Aiden Merrick. A shift for him since that scrap with Darian Anderson in the first period. Kennedy Shawley in his own end. Cross ice finds Welsh over the blue line. Looking for Merrick in front. Misses him. Scooped up on the far side by Coombs. Coombs back to the corner. Nick Young applies pressure right up against the wall. Shawley jumps into the fray, pinching from his defensive positioning. Stars get it free. It's DeJulian leading the charge north. DeJulian over the line. Tries a shot. Save made. And Esch will hang on. 8:52 to go in this second period. A 1-0 lead for Sioux Falls. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
The Stars are on the road April 4th, but you can watch the game with other Stars fans at Big Ten Sports Bar and Grill at downtown Lincoln. Don't miss your chance to cheer on the Stars versus the Madison Capitals and win Stars prizes throughout the game. We'll see you April 4th at Big Ten Sports Bar and Grill at 130 North 10th Street for our next watch party at 7:05 p.m. 1-0 Sioux Falls holds the lead over Lincoln with 8:52 to go in the second here from the Icebox. Offensive zone draw for the Stars in just a moment. They are outshooting the Stampede 15-13, but they were outshot 10-8 in the first period. Rocky Rousseau has mixed up the lines here in the second period, very similar to what we saw in the third period of Monday's 3-2 overtime loss against Fargo. Changes led to the game-tying goal that night. The Stars are hoping it'll happen again here, but they are going to be penalized. A hit by lefty Markonitis, sending J.J. Montero down to his knees. It's going to put Lincoln back in the penalty box with 8:42 to go in the frame. So not the switch in momentum that the Stars needed out of that media timeout, but back to the PK they go. Second penalty of the period for Lincoln. Lefty Markonitis to the box. And the second power play of the game in a moment for the Stampede. Lincoln's PK went 6 for 7 last weekend, but they have allowed a power play goal in 5 of their last 7 games. There have been 4 straight games prior to last weekend. It's right off the draw. Shawley is turned aside. Rinkowski wraps it around the net, but it might have been off of its moorings, pushed aside just a little bit, and that will be adjusted by the officials here. Get your season tickets now for all the excitement that the 2025-26 season brings. Current 7th Star members, renew your season tickets now to guarantee that you'll have seats for all Stars home games in the 2025 Clark Cup playoffs. Take advantage of the early bird window to save on your season tickets. Email Connor, CONNOR, at LincolnStars.com. Stampede controlled the draw, but Shawley had a little bit of trouble in the neutral zone. He has to work his way back into the neutral zone as now a collision. Matthew Malte down at the blue line. He's in some pain. .818 to go in the frame. And this is going to even things up. Looks like it's going to be, I believe, Rinkowski heading to the box. Corey Courtney, the Stars athletic trainer and equipment manager, is checking on Malte, who is down face first on the ice. And in a ton of pain right now. Dash Oliver down on one knee, standing by as well. Malte was moving a little bit after the collision. Etienne Lassard comes over now as well. It was 1:36 to go on the Markonitis penalty. Now the officials are going to review things here. We're going to at least be evened up for a little bit, but we'll see how long. Stars might be able to get a major penalty drawn, going a 5-minute power play. That obviously will be shortened a little bit due to Markonitis' penalty before that. But right now the priority is the status of Malte. Let's step aside for 60 seconds. We'll be back in a moment. 1-0 Sioux Falls, 8:18 to go here in the second. Here on Flow Hockey and 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Back here at the Icebox where the last hit from a moment ago by Logan Rinkowski on Matthew Malte was reviewed. And much to the crowd's chagrin, it is ruled just a 2-minute minor. Malte helped off of the ice to the Lincoln locker room, hoping that all is okay with him. But for now, out of commission for Lincoln. 8:18 to go in the second. Interference will be the call. So that's unfortunate for the Stars to be without Malte. Neutral zone face-off. We'll play 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute, 36 seconds. Jack Bakar into the dot. Noah Ernest against him. And the face-off is controlled by the Stampede. Kennedy Shawley to the right of Waylon Ash. Carries it north. Lincoln's forwards Oliver and Picard. Defensemen Harrington and Henricks. McGraw gains the line near corner. Pushed away from him by Henricks. Controls behind the net, chipping it far side. Harrington trying to go north. Ernest pushed it away from him. Now Henricks, Oliver collects, but was poke checked. Ernest gloves down to himself in the corner. Tries a cross-ice feed towards Shawley. Disrupted back into the corner. Now eventually skated free. It's brought north by Jack Bakar. Fed to the left wing side. Oliver over the line. Poke checked by Shawley. Stolen away. Foot race to the puck. Shawley working around Harrington. Got up to center ice. Harrington repossesses. He gains the line. Chips it off toward Oliver. Fans on the dump around the boards. And stolen from him behind the net by McGraw. Out to Shawley on the right wing side. He gains the blue line. Poke check to the last moment by Henricks as it's finessed behind the net. Harrington up the boards far side. Brought north by Schlane. Joined on the rush by Anderson. Lob pass a little bit too strong for him. Collected near corner by Baker. Poke checked away from him by Schlane, but Shawley there to receive it behind both of them. Baker on the near side. Carries it up to the blue line. Gains the zone. Tries a wrister, but it's blocked by Ethan Weber. Lassar bodies him against the wall. And Weber joins the fray. Poking it free for Anderson. Schlane leads the charge north. One man to beat. It's Rybakov. Daniel Schlane popping the puck up in the air. Upended on the far side. As fans wanted a penalty. We get none, but back onto the ice goes Markinitis. Brief power play for Lincoln for the next 15 seconds and ticking. Centering feed just misses the stick of J.J. Montero. They'll work it back to the neutral zone before it's muscled up to the blue line. Kicked away by Lassar to the far wall. Or being chopped right back in by Montero. Rinkowski back into action. He'll make his way across the ice for a change. Lefty Markinitis. Chips off of the wall near side. Varcondi, the first one to it for Sioux Falls, absorbs the contact behind the net. DeJoyan joined behind the play. Came right in front. It's Markinitis. He scores! A turnover behind the cage. Markinitis makes Sioux Falls pay and ties this game up. 6 minutes to go in the second. Brand new hockey game as it's 1-1. Lefty Markinitis comes through with his 18th of the season. Stampede were settling things behind the net. Stolen away. Then right in front to Lefty Markinitis all alone. And he ties this game up for Lincoln. Big tally and a big moment for the Stars. So we talked about it plenty last weekend about how the Stars already have 5 players this season with 20 or more goals. Marketitis is 2 away from joining them. Lincoln has never had 6 players record 20 or more goals in a season. Looking to make more history here in season number 29. Aiden Welsh with a drop pass to Bongo, near corner. Marketitis at the 14-minute mark of the second period ties this game up with his 18th goal of the season. Here's Merrick, upended on the far side. Picard going in, looking for the puck. Young pries it free and finds Oliver. Cross ice for Alex Pelletier. Gains the red line, wires it over. Weber, wrister off of the glove of Ash, goes just wide of the far post. Here's Young in the neutral zone, chipped over to the near side, banking off the stick, out of play into the Lincoln bench for a stoppage with 5:08 remaining in this second period. Stars are being brought to you by Culligan. Culligan of Lincoln area is locally owned and operated and has no plans to change that anytime soon. We understand the challenges of our region's water and have a deep passion for providing high-quality water to our neighbors. At Culligan of Lincoln area, we go to great lengths to test your water, inspect your plumbing, and ask questions about your family's water needs. Tie up behind the Stars net to the right of Jan Shostak, over his right shoulder, I should say. Poke free, Daniel Schlane chips over to the near side. Marketitis bringing some energy back in the building, but here's a steal. Ernest with a low shot. Shostak able to make the save. 4:44 to go in the second period. Let's take a look at the other scores around the USHL here tonight. Final in overtime, Team USA defeats Chicago 5-4. Muskegon's got a 5-3 advantage on Green Bay. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Late in the second period, Youngstown up 2-1 on Tri-City. Also late in the second, Waterloo a 2-1 lead over Dubuque, so good news for the Stars there. Madison a 2-0 advantage over Cedar Rapids with 1:14 to go in the second. And the 2 periods from Omaha. The Des Moines Buccaneers hold a 2-1 lead as right off of the draw, Sioux Falls has retaken the lead. They get a 2-1 score as Kennedy Shaw-Lee strikes. And the Stampede have retaken the lead. Shaw-Lee, the Michigan commit, with his 12th goal of the season. And it comes at a huge moment for Sioux Falls. 4:42 to go in the period, and that wipes out the momentum that the Stars had started to create after tying things up on the Marketitis tally. Lincoln has not led in a game since last Saturday, which in a lot of ways shouldn't feel like too long, but this is the second game played since last Saturday. That was a back-and-forth battle between the Stars and the Rough Riders that they won 6-4. Rocky Russo has said in recent weeks he feels like the Stars have maybe lost a little bit of their way, got a little bit sloppy, made some mistakes we haven't been used to seeing much this season. So an opportunity facing some adversity, trying to answer. It's Marketitis on the ice again, looking for the shot. That one pushed aside. Here comes Ernest. Lassard lost his footing. Ernest speeds past him. One man to beat. His shot partially blocked by Rombach away from the net as the net is knocked off of its moorings. And we get a whistle with 4:07 to go here in the second period. Lincoln Stars Clark Cup playoff shirts are available now for pre-order. Head to Face Off Sports in the Icebox at the next Stars home game, or get yours online right now by heading to LincolnStars.com and clicking on the Stars Shop tab. 7-star members, your discount on Stars gear can be used, but only by pre-ordering in person. Don't delay. Pre-order ends March 29th. That is a week from tomorrow. Tie up against the far wall. It's Lassard applying the body. 5-on-5 hockey here with a 2-1 Stampede lead. Neither team has got anything going on the power play tonight, 0 for 2 apiece. Baker in the Stampede control. He's looking for Rybakov in front. Pushed away by the Stars. DeJulian uses the far wall to get it past the Sioux Falls blue line. Kennedy Shawley, who scored the most recent tally for Sioux Falls. Stretch pass the other way. Sticked out of play into the mesh near corner with 3:33 remaining here in the second. Shawley is 12th of the campaign at the 15-18 mark. Reed Varcani with the helper on that tally. And Sioux Falls in the lead right now. No multi-point efforts yet of this contest. Well, the Stampede with their second different lead of the game. Charlie is third among USHL defensemen with 12 tallies this season, one back of Dubuque's Matthew Desiderio, who has 13 for the second most, and Caden Harrington leads the way in the USHL with 14 goals here this season. Harrington's 14 goals as a blue liner. As the tie-up continues on the far side, we get a whistle. Harrington's 14 goals by a Stars defenseman, tied for the third most in franchise single-season history. He is tied with Antonio Fernandez from the 2021-22 Stars. Next up on the list is Eli Vlasavljic, who had 16 goals in the 2005-2006 campaign. Weber behind his own net, works to Nick Young. Stars out shooting the Stampede 18-17, but they trail them tonight 2-1 here at the Icebox. Don't forget tomorrow night, Pucks and Paws night here in the capital city. Bring your dog to the game. Gets in for free with your purchase of a ticket. And looking forward to this matchup. Lincoln versus Sioux Falls once again. Best of the West as Showstack covers up at the side of the net. Stars are 9 points ahead of the Stampede in the standings. Just a little bit of work to do to officially lock up that top spot in the Western Conference and the USHL overall. Lincoln, including tonight, 7 more games remaining in the regular season. So plenty of time for things to change. Rocky Russo, before this game in our pregame interview, termed this weekend as a playoff mentality for the Stars. 5 of the last 7 games have been decided by 1 goal. Puck is lobbed toward the neutral zone, just away from the stick of Solomon. Speaking of the 1-goal games, if you look at those this season for Sioux Falls, they are 6-3, 3-1 in those games. They're one of 9 USHL teams with more losses than wins in 1-goal contests as we get an offsides here. 2:20 to go in the frame. In terms of the Stars, in 1-goal games this season, they are 4-1-1. Team with the most wins in 1-goal games, it's Dubuque, and it's not close. They have 12 victories in 1-goal games. The next closest team is Youngstown with 8 victories in those instances. Here's a neutral zone draw coming up, and it is controlled by the Stampede. Shawley enters, tries a wrister near side. Save made, rebound to the far wall. Chip pass comes behind the net. Wraparound stuffed by Showstack. He gets the left pad over to the near post just in time. Underrated save there from Showstack to keep this a 2-1 game. 2:02 to go in the second. Lincoln trails 2-1. Here comes Gio DeJulian. Brings the puck out far side, lofts it in to the right. Ash poke checks to the near corner. Shawley trying to go up the wall around Wilmot. Cannot. DeJulian back underneath for Markinitis. Talked about the change of the lines here in this period. DeJulian right now with Matthew Malte being injured earlier in the period. DeJulian centering a line with Loomer. And now Markinitis says on the wraparound. DeJulian trying to stuff it home. Ash trying to find the puck. Almost covered it up. Could not. Hendricks to the right side. Harrington shot blocked away. Back to the top of the circle before being poked away. It's Coombs getting it to the neutral zone. Harrington uses the glass to wire it around far side. Rocky Russo deploys the Pelletier Oliver Picard line. Oliver looking for Picard, disrupted by Shawley. And Coombs will flip it up into the neutral zone. Hendricks has to wait for Oliver, now gets back on. Hendricks, low shot, patted away near wall. Oliver picks up the loose puck, looks to the right point. Jack Bacard to Oliver, tries a one-timer. He fanned on it, partially blocked. Coombs pushes it back toward the Lincoln blue line. 46 seconds to go in the period. Jack Bacard, he'll leave it for Dasha Oliver. Right wing side, wrister, save made by Esch. He hangs on. 38.9 to go in the period. Talked about it before the game. Jack Bacard, no points in his last 5 games. It's been a strange stretch for him. His longest pointless streak of the season, with no points in this time frame. Prior to this 5-game stretch without a point, he had never this season had more than 2 games consecutively without a point. He had never had more than 2 games consecutively without a point. But right now in a 5-game drought. Lincoln controls, but has to go back to the neutral zone. 30 seconds to go in the period. Ingles could not finesse past the Lincoln bench. Gets a second opportunity. Lofts up to center ice. Stars got a little push of them late in the period. Trying to get this equalizer once again. Esch behind the cage. Flips far side. Schlane sticks to the right point. Weber delays. His shot blocked back to the corner. 7 seconds to go in the period. Anderson on the wraparound. Kicks the puck free toward the near corner. Schlane tries a shot. Blocked away, and time expires right as Weber got to it far side. Bruno Egan goes down at the buzzer. Hunter Anderson goes in to get a shove as he applies the body in front of the net against Noah Ernest. But that's going to do it for the period. 2-1 our score. Sioux Falls similar to the first period with a lead after 20 minutes. Lefty Markinitis evened the game up at the 14-minute mark. But Kennedy Shawley struck a minute 18 after that to put Sioux Falls back into the lead. 2-1 our score. We will be back here just a bit with our second intermission report, which is being presented as always by Black Label Property Services. Second period is presented by Juice Stop. More to come from the Icebox. It's 2-1 Stampede over the Stars here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
While learning to read takes practice, teachers know that loving to read takes enthusiasm, both in the classroom and at home. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Reading books with children will help them discover a passion for reading. Bring the celebration of literacy into your home and our public schools all year long with Read Across America. When we make the time to read with children, we foster a lifetime of learning.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Did you know that AmeriCorps programs improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement in Nebraska? For example, members serving with AmeriCorps programs like Partnership for Kids provide kids with the support they need to succeed in school and prepare for their dream career. Discover more about AmeriCorps programs making a difference in your community at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seating mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with the loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
All right, welcome back into 93.7 The Ticket Studios. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We still got another period of Lincoln Stars hockey versus the Sioux Falls Stampede on the other side of things. We got one more intermission report from Joel Norman, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and look at some of the more scores across the USHL. Starting off with the Des Moines Buccaneers versus the Omaha Lancers. They're about to start the third period here. Des Moines Buccaneers leading that one 2-1. Cedar Rapids Rough Riders down 0-2 versus the Madison Capitals. They got 20 minutes to go in the third period as well. As we mentioned, your Lincoln Stars down 1-2 currently at the end of the second. You also have the Waterloo Blackhawks leading the Dubuque Fighting Saints 4-2 at the end of the second period. The Youngstown Phantoms leading Tri-City Storm 2-1 at the end of the second period. And at the final, the Muskegon Lumberjacks beat the Green Bay Gamblers 6-3. And then an overtime finish, as mentioned earlier, the Chicago Steel win it over the USA Hockey Development Team 4-5 in that one. After, I believe, trailing by 2, they're able to come back in that third period, force it to overtime, and get that overtime win. As well, in the spirit of college hoops, we do got March Madness as well. 93.7 The Ticket just got done spending their 2 days covering out there. They were there all day yesterday as well as today. A few games that just wrapped up here. We did have in a close fashion between, if I can pull up the correct score here, apologies, New Mexico beating Marquette 75-66. It was back and forth. New Mexico at the very end, though, able to pull things away. We also saw the end of Kentucky and Troy. Troy looked good in the first half, but in the second half, Kentucky's offense took over. They won that one 76-57. Some of the games we have on right now, we're just waiting for the clock to hit zero. Arizona, the 4 seed, leading Akron 88-57, as well as UConn, Oklahoma just tipped off not too long ago. UConn out in the head 11-6. And the next game coming up, we do have number 6 Illinois versus Xavier, and that'll set up pretty much the end of the night. You got 3 Big Ten teams for all the Big Ten listeners out there. Number 6 Illinois versus Xavier, as I said, just about to tip off here. And then you got number 2 Michigan State playing 15-seeded Bryant. And then to wrap up the night, number 5 seed Oregon facing off against 12-seeded Liberty. That's going to do it for my little bit of time here in between intermission here. On the other side of things, you'll be joined by Joel Norman for that second intermission report. This has been Harrison Arndt on 93.7 The Ticket FM and theticketfm.com. Appreciate you guys listening. And as I said, Joel Norman, he'll join you next with that second intermission report.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Hey Stars fans, I'm Ford Jack McCart. Join us for Billet Appreciation Night on Saturday, March 29th, when we take on the Des Moines Buccaneers at 6:05 p.m. Our billets make each season possible by opening up their homes to players like me each season. We'll be honoring them before the game on the ice with us as a small token of our appreciation. Purchase your tickets now by heading to LincolnStars.com.
Lincoln Stars 2025 Clark Cup playoff shirts are now available for pre-order. Head to Face Off Sports in the Icebox at the next Stars home game or get yours online by heading to LincolnStars.com and clicking on the Stars Shop tab. 7 Star members, your discount on Stars gear can be used, but only by pre-ordering in person. Don't delay. Pre-order ends March 29th.
Early break.
All I can still picture is him talking to Bill Murray's son. And that was one of my, I could just see him. Hey, listen, your dad was awesome in stripes, but you need to shuddy. You need to shuddy.
Shut your mouth,
Shuddy.
Mr. Murray.
Yes, your dad was incredible. And what about Bob? Just stop.
I've never heard shuddy before.
Hey, I love
Groundhog. I'm going with that now forever. I love
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
While learning to read takes practice, teachers know that loving to read takes enthusiasm, both in the classroom and at home. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Reading books with children will help them discover a passion for reading. Bring the celebration of literacy into your home and our public schools all year long with Read Across America. When we make the time to read with children, we foster a lifetime of learning.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time for the second intermission report of tonight's Lincoln Stars game, presented by Black Label Property Services.
Stars trail the Stampede 2-1 after 40 minutes of play as we get set for this second intermission report, being presented as always by Black Label Property Services. Joel Norman with you at the Icebox. Lincoln Stars hockey, of course, as always, is being brought to you by our friends at Graduate Lincoln. Let Graduate Lincoln be home base during your next trip to town. Whether you're rooting for a Stars win or making a night out of it in the Haymarket District, we're perfectly located close to campus and just a short stroll from shops, restaurants, and everything else downtown Lincoln has to offer. It's time for a stay like you've never had before. Book this season's stays now at graduatehotels.com/Lincoln. Well, Lincoln entered the second period trailing by a 1-0 score. 14 minutes in, though, they got the equalizer as lefty Marketitis scored his 18th goal of the season. Off a feed from behind the net, Gio DeJulian, in the midst of a battle behind the cage, came up with the puck, dished it in front to find Marketitis, and scored what was the equalizer at the time. However, Kennedy Shawley and the Stampede only needed a minute 18 after that to get the lead back once again. Shawley's 12th of the season. He is third among USHL defensemen in goals this season. Reed Barcani set him up right off of the face-off win, and the Stampede restored the one-goal lead. So that's where we stand right now at the end of this second intermission and getting set for the third period in just a moment. The Stars looking to win this one and trying to inch closer to winning the Anderson Cup as holders of the best record in the USHL in the regular season. Their magic number is 9. Tonight is the 7th to last game of this regular season. One note before we head to a break again, Matthew Malte was injured in the second period. He had to leave. We did not see him return. So we'll have to keep an eye on the Stars bench here in this third period. We'll keep an update on that in just a moment. But that's going to do it for the second intermission report presented by Black Label Property Services. This is the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Early break.
All I can still picture is him talking to Bill Murray's son. And that was one of my, I could just see him. Hey, listen, your dad was awesome in stripes, but you need to shuddy. You need to shuddy.
Shut your mouth,
Shuddy.
Mr. Murray.
Yes, your dad was incredible. And what about Bob? Just stop.
I've never heard shuddy before.
Hey, I love Groundhog.
I'm going with that now forever. I love
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me,
I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Do the Stars have a comeback in them? That's the question as we open up period number 3. Lincoln trailing Sioux Falls by 2-1 score. And the Stars trying to see if they can do what they did last Monday when they trailed by 1 entering the third, tied the game up, and went to overtime. Here tonight, looking for the win at home against Sioux Falls. First of 2 this weekend. It's 2-1 Stampede as we open up this third period. Lincoln is 0-8-1 this season when trailing after 2 periods of play. Stampede control the opening draw. Rybakov wires it in toward Jan Shostak. He'll glove it down. Fed around the boards to the right point. Wire just to the side of the net. At the left point, Rybakov with a shot. Stick to side. Back behind the cage. Montero around the boards toward the right point. Ingles sends it wide of the cage. Stampede coming out firing to open up this third period. Shots are evened up 20 apiece for both sides. Montero looking to pull it over near side. Gets some help. Spihar over the line. Pokes it in toward the near end. Montero battling with Young. Markonitis chips it around the boards near side. DeJulian lofted up towards center ice. Just in front of Pelletier. He'll speed to the bench for a change. Here comes Sean Lee. He's got the go-ahead goal in this period. Came a minute 18 after lefty Markonitis' game-tying tally. Loose puck in front of the crease for a moment. Varcani looking for it. Batted away to the far wall. Sean Lee looked for Young. Sticked away from him. Stretch pass for Loomer. Intercepted by Sean Lee. He'll gain the Lincoln blue line. Tries a drop pass after he had entered the right wing circle. Broke it up, and then Norberg settles, fires, and a nice glove save by Jan Shostak. 18:38 to go here in the third period. Stampede this season when leading after 2 periods of play. In a pretty good spot here as they enter this action with a 2-1 lead against the Stars. Now up to 22 shots here in this game. But overall, Sioux Falls is sitting at a record of 14-0-1-1 when leading after 2 periods. Granted, it's only a 1-goal lead here tonight. That is a daunting number. Ernest tries a shot, and on the rebound, they score. Reed Varcani picks up the tally. It's his second of the game, and a gigantic insurance goal for Sioux Falls. Right off of the rebound, Varcani in front, pokes it past Shostak to give the visitors a 2-goal advantage here tonight. That goal comes a minute and 29 seconds into the third period. Varcani with the tally, scoring for the 14th time this season. Varcani with the tally. Sioux Falls up by a pair now, their largest lead of the night. Now the Stars grip the sticks a little bit tighter. Spihar trying to exit his own zone. Could not. Jan sends it around the boards back to the near end. It's Harrington muscling it underneath. Looking for Kohansky. Pushed down up against the wall. Chipped toward Darian Anderson. Lost his footing walking in front. Spihar backhands over the line. to the right of Jan Shostak. It's corralled by Tanner Hendricks. Stretch pass far side, missed the stick of Anderson. Esch comes out of the net, though, to play it, so that negates icing. Third period of play brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Sioux Falls has already scored. They've taken a 3-1 advantage here in this game. Varkani with his second point of the night. As Coombs dangles, lost the puck, came over towards Solomon. His shot shut down. Talked a little bit about Brent Solomon during that first intermission report. Guy who is ranked on NHL Central Scouting's midterm rankings as the 161st ranked North American skater. Solomon entering play here tonight in his second game in USHL play. Scored earlier. He had 38 goals and 18 assists in 28 games for Champlain Park High School this past season. Pelletier from behind center ice banks it off the wall. Ricochets to the front of the net. Waylon Esch will cover it up. Well, Lincoln entered this period trailing by 1, but now a 2-goal advantage for Sioux Falls. See what the Stars do here. The line's changing up a little bit more. We talked about Pelletier spending a lot of that second period skating alongside Picard and Oliver. Now he's with DeJulian and Marketitis. They win the draw. Marketitis with a low shot. Ash seals the pads and makes the save. Chip pass ahead, collected by Noah Ernest in the far corner. Met up against the wall by Ethan Weber. Tie up behind the cage continues. It's pulled free in front. McGraw looking for the loose puck after Varkani brought it in front of the cage, but it was poked away. Back to their own zone go. The Stampede losing his footing up against the wall. Matthew Grimes trying to make that play. Pelletier intercepted before it was poked away from him. Sioux Falls regains possession. Ernest over the blue line with the drop pass for McGraw. Fed in front of that. Save made. Bouncing puck. Ernest fires it back at the cage. And Shostak stops that one as well. Here comes Jack Picard. He'll gain the line. Looks right. Finds Dasha Oliver. We're billet roommates. I should say housemates. Back on the same line here together. They played a lot at times last season, but this season not a lot of work together. Rybakov along the near wall. Poked away from him by Picard. Back to the neutral zone. Flung back around the boards near side. Barrick underneath. As the puck worked away from him as Lassard goes up the wall. Oliver tried to stretch pass for Picard. Merrick disrupted it. On the right wing side, Arister denied. Bryce Ingles is turned aside. Picard and Lassard on the tie-up far end. Merrick jumps free. Walking inside the right wing circle. His shot at the last moment poked away. Pops up in the air near end. Baker trying to dish it over for Merrick, but disrupted by the Stars. Lassard began the breakout. Oliver could not fling it into the zone, though. Now on the right wing boards, Schlane steals away. He'll bring it back behind the Lincoln net. Works out far side. Up to Oliver. Straight away, Oliver dishes to the blue line where Loomer enters the zone. Chip pass intended for Schlane, just past his stick. Trying to steal it near corner. He blows out in the corner. Fans wanted a penalty. We continue 5-on-5. Lincoln being outshot right now, 21-27. They trail 3-1. Hendricks with a shot. Esch makes the save and freezes it at the far post side with 15-10 to go here in regulation. Lefty Markinitis with the lone Lincoln tally so far, the 14-minute mark of the second period, and the Stars trailing in this game right now. Face-off controlled by the Stampede, lobbed into the neutral zone. Henricks over to Harrington, up ice off of the stick of Kohanski. Right out of the zone, though, to center ice. Tanner Henricks, the Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick. Absorbed some contact right against the Sioux Falls bench. Stampede poking in behind Shostak. To the near corner. Tanner Henricks looks north, finds Aiden Jans. Jans delays at center ice, wires this into the far corner. He'll head to the bench for a change. At center ice, Nick Young disrupts the breakout pass, working it back to the near side. Kohanski poked away. Here comes Ritter Coombs, trying to add to this 3-1 lead. Off the wall near side, Solomon. Backhander steered in behind the cage. Stick lift on Kohanski. Sioux Falls stays on side. Wilmot carries the man near corner. Pushed up against the wall by Ethan Weber. Markinitis comes over, trying to chip it away. Now behind the net finds Young. Nick Young on the breakout. Clarkson commit, lofts into the neutral zone, off the very top of the boards. Scooped up back in the Sioux Falls zone by Belisle. Belisle to the far boards, finds some help. Turning and pushed north by Ritter Coombs. Rister from the far wall, shut down by Shostak. Varkani was looking for his second. Now from behind the net, Nick Young. He'll carry it north. Young to Rombach, far side. Into the neutral zone. He meanders, now looks across and finds DeJulian. Off the wall, gets it back. His shot partially blocked away off the stick of Eric Cald, and it goes out of play. 13:31 to go in the third. The Stars trail 3-1. We'll take a quick break and be back with more in a moment here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Hello? Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with yourself for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Back here at the Icebox, where the Stars are looking for an answer against the Sioux Falls Stampede, trailing them 3-1. Reed Varkani adding some insurance at the 129 mark here in this third period after he set up Kennedy Shawley at the 15-18 mark of the second period for what was and stands as the go-ahead tally in this game to this point. As over the line, Montero with a shot just over the blue line. Pushkin shoving. It pops out of play. He was going at it with Rombach. Called steps in it and exchanges pleasantries with Rombach. 13:19 to go in the third period. Stars need a jolt of momentum. We saw it back in the first period. Darren Anderson dropped the gloves and tried to help do that. Stars would not score in that period. Got the equalizer from lefty Markinitis at the 14-minute mark of the second. But right now, looking for something else to just jumpstart them. They have been just deathly quiet here in this game in so many ways. 23 shots on goal. A couple of big saves for Waylon Ash. But really not a lot of moments where you feel like he has stolen this game for Sioux Falls. Loomer gains the blue line, tries a wrister from atop the right wing circle, misses the net. Pump back underneath. It's popped in front of the net. Turning chance. Oliver couldn't get it on net. Partially blocked away by Ingles. And brought out of the zone by Sioux Falls. Back to the left of Shostak. Etienne Lassard. Back into the Lincoln end. Steers it up the wall for Rombach. Picard uses the wall, but intercepted by Welsh. 12:37 to go here in regulation. Stampede attack right to left. They lead 3-1. Lassard up toward the blue line. Gloved down by Shawley. Finds Aiden Merrick. Low shot. Sticked away by Shostak near corner. Coombs back to the corner. Just past the stick of Lassard. It's around by Lassard around the far end with help from Bakar. Broken out. Far wing. Egan chips it across. Looking for Hunter Anderson. Anderson trying to go back to Egan. Poke checked away. Here come the Stampede. Coombs disrupts. He'll feed it off the wall. Far end. Harrington from Henricks on the near side. Looks up ice and dishes the Schlane. Daniel Schlein bouncing it up at center ice, trying to find Egan. He'll spring it free. Bruno Egan into the corner. Cycles behind the net. Absorbs the contact from behind the cage as it's fed in front and poked away by the Stampede. Ingles chopped it off the wall, looking to get out of his own end. But he kept on side briefly by the Stars. Tanner Henricks on the far wall. Stops, uses the boards to help him out. Feeds it into the high slot. A one-timer from Schlein. Fanned on it. He'll scoop it up near wing and dish behind the net. All these moments we've seen with the Stars, they're succinct passing, just everything being just right. It's been a little off here today as Kohanski dangles but could not get the shot off at the last moment. Again, we have not seen Matthew Malte here in this period. He was injured in the second period for Lincoln. Stars without their captain, who was appearing in his 100th USHL game here tonight. Varcani wrists it toward the net. It trickles through the legs of Shostak just wide of the far post. Almost went into the back of that. Now he will cover it up in front as McGraw got a little closer than Jans would have liked. They'll push and shove. 10:45 remaining in period number 3. It remains 3-1 Sioux Falls. They nearly made it 4-1 a moment ago. So Lincoln's got a face-off at its own end coming up here in a moment. 10:45 to go in the frame. Both teams will change up a bit on the fly here. Hey, Lincoln Stars fans, it has never been more important when buying or selling a home to have a trusted real estate agent in your corner fighting on your behalf. Andrew Alpsteg with RE/MAX Concepts won't hesitate to drop the mitts and fight for you. Call Andrew today at 402-699-2638 to discuss how he can go bar down for you. Jack Picard to take the faceoff near side. It's won by Sioux Falls. Baker around the boards behind the net. Sticks it over to Mark Montero. Picard disrupts and dishes to Brown. Griffin Brown up the near wall to the neutral zone. Grimes finding Spihar almost decked there from a collision with Picard. Baker chipping the puck toward the goal. Just missed the far post. On the right wing boards. Tries to be pushed in deep by Jake Marins. He couldn't get it there. Loomer toward Oliver, the side of the cage. Couldn't get the shot on goal. Lincoln's being outshot 30-24. Brown tries a shot. Selling out to block there is Bongo. What a terrific effort as he forced the puck back to the neutral zone. Now Montero and Brown are tangled up at center ice. As Brown trying to walk over him, gets past him. Picard backhands into the zone. Fans are getting excited. They wanted a scrap there, but Brown was trying to get free, just made his way to the bench. Lassard, right point, trying to keep it onside. He cannot. Here comes Coombs. 3-on-2 developing. Coombs holds, tries a shot, but it's blocked. Good job by Jacob Rombach, the Minnesota commit. Rombach, who's potentially expected to be a second rounder in this coming summer's NHL draft, works it out to Gio DeJulian. DeJulian, backhander toward the cage, forced behind the net. DeJulian brings it around far side, poke checked away from him. Top of the right circle, worked out of the zone, though, by Solomon. Rombach up to DeJulian, enters, low shot, kicked away by Esch to the near wall. 9 minutes remain here in the third. It's 3-1 Sioux Falls. Rombach for the Stars. He'll attack left to right, as will Lincoln. Up to Markinitis at center ice, into the right of Esch. Waylon Esch to the far wall. McGraw helps to begin the breakout. Broken up. Ernest on the cross-ice attempt toward Rybakov near side. Now worked well over the line to the left of Shostak. Tanner Henricks back to go get it. Lost his footing near side. Again, fans want to call. Looks like Henricks lost his footing on his own, though. Stretches it out just underneath the stick of Bruno Egan. Puck is sent right back behind Shostak. Henricks up to Schlein, off of the near wall, and just in front of the Sioux Falls bench. Schlein still battling for it with Nordberg defending. Stampede end up controlling it from behind their own cage as it's brought around the net by Varcani into the neutral zone. 8 minutes to go in the third. Still 3-1 Sioux Falls. Nordberg behind the cage far side. Chipped up to the blue line. Carried up to the center ice, but worked the other way briefly by Hunter Anderson. Or he's disrupted there. Good work on the back check from Anthony Bongo. He's had a big period with that block as well. Coombs shoved against the wall by Harrington. Controls behind the cage and works it near side. Pakar up to the blue line. Pelletier at center ice, trying to send it to the cage. That one was blocked away. Stampede can tend to kill some time. On the near side, Coombs sticks it north. He'll head to the bench. Welsh goes in on the forecheck, battling with Ethan Weber. Weber entering tonight plus 38, second best of the USHL. He's only been a minus in 11 games this season. Here tonight, Weber is even. Just in front of the Sioux Falls bench, try to be punched north. Pakar disrupts, might have an opportunity. Jack Pakar dishes it over left wing side. He missed on that pass. That was close, but Lane Loomer couldn't receive it. Here comes Montero off of the wall. Loomer bats it back into the neutral zone. 6:38 to go in the third. 3-1 Sioux Falls. It's a game the Stampede really need to have. If they want to continue to try and get closer to first place. They're 9 points back of Lincoln. Both teams here tonight in their 7th to last game of the regular season. Loomer bats it around the boards. Slowed by Esch behind the net. Back to the neutral zone. Anderson tipping it at the blue line. Stars would have been offside. He'll break it out far side. Darian Anderson continuing on the tangle up far side, but now it's brought over the line. Stampede on the attack. Ernest with a wrister. He misses the net. Around the board to the right point. Welsh bats it back over the line to the left of Showstack. Here's Rombach. As the net comes off of its moorings in a collision. McGraw applying the body against Lassard. 5:57 to go here in the third period. It'll be readjusted now. And we'll take a quick break. Lincoln looking for a late rally. They trail by 2. 5:57 to go. Back in 60 here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Lincoln trailing by 2 with 5:57 to go in the third period here from the Icebox. Joel Norman with you on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network, 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey. Back again on the Ticket and Flow Hockey tomorrow night. Puck drop at 6:05 between these same two teams. It's Pucks and Paws night here at the Icebox. Bring your dog to the game for free just with your purchase of a ticket for yourself. Drop the puck at 6:05 between the Stars and the Stampede. Sioux Falls up by 2 in this one. They are out shooting the Stars 30-27 and looking to win game number 35 on the season. Don Shostak leaves the puck behind his own net. It's Rombach far side. Kennedy Shawley has what would stand as the game-winning goal if this score holds. Reed Varcotti has a goal and an assist as well. Stampede in the lead right now by 2. They had dropped 3 of the first 4 matchups of this season series with Lincoln prior to this evening. But with a win tonight and tomorrow, they can potentially force a tie of the regular season series. Here comes Etienne Lassard. At center ice, he'll backhand into the zone, absorbs a big hit up against the wall. Ingles setting him down. Lassard gets up, and he's going to get his money's worth. A face wash in there, and the linesman will step in between them. We talk about this so often, but a situation where you're trailing late in the game one night, but you're seeing the same team again tomorrow, can certainly provide an opportunity to build momentum tomorrow. So the Stars are going to try and do that here to get set for tomorrow. .5:01 left in the third period. It's 3-1. Waiting to see if any penalties will come from that skirmish. Does not appear so. If Lincoln loses here tonight, this will be their first time suffering back-to-back losses since January 3rd and 4th. A span of 23 games in between sequences where the Stars lost back-to-back games. Lincoln 40-13-2 on the season. We're going to get something going late in this one. Here's Harrington. Sends it in behind the Stampede net, steered to the far corner. Shali out to the neutral zone. Little trouble for Spihar, seeing the puck. Bouncing up in the air, punched over the Lincoln blue line. Henricks to Harrington. Looks up ice. He'll loft it into the zone. Comes in behind the net. Ash to the far corner, just away from Egan. Bounces towards Schlein, who pumps it back in the direction of Egan and Anderson. Anderson trying to draw a pass for Bruno, but that one broken up. Back to the neutral zone it goes. Spihar backhands into the zone, absorbs the contact with Henricks. They're all tangled up in front of the Lincoln bench. Spihar separates and goes to his bench for a change. Tanner Henricks from behind the Lincoln blue line with 4:10 to go. Stars down by a pair. DeJulian up the middle. Handoff pass left wing side. Wants it back. Backhander misses the net. Stars of these last two games have scored 3 goals. Strange territory for a team nearly averaging 5 a game. Here's a turnover right in front of their own net. McGraw lost an angle. Goes in and applies the body on Young. They're tied up to each other near corner. Picard trying to pull it free. Young gets a few whacks in against Farcani, trying to pull it away from him. 3:35 to go. Up to the left point. Shot blocked away off the stick of Rybakov. Stretch pass ahead. Markanitis trying to make the transfer. Could not. It's lifted over to the near wall. DeJulian able to hold the zone. Good play. Gio DeJulian with a shot. Blocked away. Comes behind the cage. 3:14 to go in the third period. Up to center ice. Still enough time, but the Stars can get one. They can make it very interesting. Got to get that first one, though. Trailing by 2. 3:04 left, and it's the Stampede in the lead by a 3-1 score. 30 shots to Lincoln's 27. Stars were outshot 10-8 in the first period. Outshot Sioux Falls 12-10 in the second. Here in this third period, they are being outshot 10-7. Stampede control it from the tie-up. A shot from the right point denied. Shostak hangs on and freezes it with 2:38 to go. So Lincoln in the behind the 8 ball right now. We talked about they have not won a game in 9 previous instances when trailing after 2 periods. You look ahead to tomorrow night's contest for the Stars. They've got to find a way. It's so easy to say, but they've got to find a way to simply score again because it has been a struggle as of late. And we'll see what happens. Maybe things get changed up on the line chart tomorrow night. You guys will start the game maybe with some different players. We'll see. Stars with a D-zone draw, promptly turn it over. A shot that is pushed away by Shostak to the near wall. DeJulian out of the zone, wires it just left of Esch. Lane Loomer punched around the boards far side and brought north. Here comes Spihar. He's bodied to the wall. The hip check as Shostak heads to the bench for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 for Lincoln. 2:10 to go. Here they go. Set up in front of the net. Pushed away, though. Henricks at the left point. Looks up the wall. It's Pelletier spinning and works underneath for Loomer. Lane Loomer walks around far side. He'll dish it up to the left point. Henricks walks right. Tries a shot. Blocked in the high slot. Cleared to the neutral zone. Off the glove of Henricks at center ice. It's sent back in on the far side. Lassard cannot get around the defense. DeJulian holds the line. Back to the corner. Found by Loomer. He'll chop it to Markinitis. Lefty Markinitis trying to connect back at the left point. Pushed away from him. Lefty brings it around near side. Helmet down on the ice. That is the helmet of Montero. He started to try to play the puck, so I believe this will be a penalty coming up. 1:22 left of the period. DeJulian low shot turned aside. Rebound denied and covered up. But yeah, this should be a penalty on Sioux Falls as we get action in front of the Lincoln net. J.J. Montero lost his helmet. Looked like for a second he went to go over to play the puck, which was near his helmet. And that is going to be the case. So he'll be heading off to the box. So Lincoln heads on to its third power play of the game. Minute 18 to go here in the third period. Looks like a timeout has been called on the ice. We're going to take one as well. Back in 60 seconds after this here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Let's send it back to the voice of the Stars, Joel Norman.
Here we go, a minute 18 to go in the third period. It's now or never for the Stars, trailing 3-1 against Sioux Falls. Are on the power play, lose the draw with the empty net. It's sent to the empty net, and it's in. A clearing attempt all the way from the Stampede zone. 8 seconds into the penalty kill. Ices this game as the Stars now trail 4-1 with a minute 10 to go. This is a gut check for the Stars. In a game they really wanted to come out with playoff intensity. Unless something changes, they're going to lose this one by 3. Shorthanded goal for Sioux Falls. With the empty net and the Stars on the power play. That is their 8th shorthanded goal of the season. And the Stampede take the 3-goal lead here in this first of 2 this weekend with a minute 3 seconds and ticking remaining. Here comes Darian Anderson trying to cut toward the net. Backhander denied by Weber. Save made by Esch. And the rebound lobbed out of the zone. Here comes Nick Young from behind his own cage. He'll carry the puck north. Young at center ice has it disrupted. 40 seconds left. Chipped away from Weber. McGraw coming into the near corner. Shostak comes at the net. Flips around the boards far side for Jans. 30 seconds to go. Aiden Jans up ice. Glides over the blue line. Drops it off for Kohanski. Top of the right circle straight away. Young hesitates. Now dishes to Weber. Lincoln is still on the power play. Young with a one-timer, and he scores. So Nick Young with a power play blast to put the Stars back within 2, I should say. So Young gives the Stars the 2-goal deficit now as he picks up the blast from the right point and his 5th goal of the season. Right back where we were before the empty netter now. .1 seconds to go. Ten seconds left of this one. Bouncing puck comes back towards Shaw Lee. 4-2 the score. Norberg holds in front of his own bench. And he'll loft it right toward the Lincoln bench. And little extra words as the whistle sounds. And the Stars drop this one 4-2 against Sioux Falls. Not what Lincoln was looking for here tonight to open up the weekend as they fall against the Stampede 4-2 in the first of 2 games here at the Icebox this weekend. Looking to bounce back tomorrow night for a 6:05 game between the Stars and the Stampede. It's Pucks and Paws night here in the capital city. You can get your tickets right now at LincolnStars.com. Stars fall tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow at 5:40 here on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network. We'll be live once again on 93.7 The Ticket and Flow Hockey. Final score 4-2. Sioux Falls with the win. Big thanks to my board operator tonight, Harrison Aarons, back at the 93.7 The Ticket studios. This is Joel Norman saying we will talk to you tomorrow night on the Lincoln Stars Hockey Network.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing